Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely. And parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/getstarted. That's GREENLIGHT.com/getstarted.
Amazing. I love this.
I mean, there has to be an explanation for this, right?
Yeah, but
Doesn't
what?
matter.
Hey guys, what you doing?
Cecil, come here. You got to see this. So you know how this week's episode is about the Bermuda Triangle, right?
Yeah.
And one of the dominant theories is that there's somehow like a wormhole in that area.
Yeah, but that's been, largely debunked. So I don't
largely is an understatement there. But here's the thing. Eli recreated it right here in the studio.
Wait, what? He did?
Yeah, we've been putting stuff in it all day. Tom, do something else. Do something new. Put
I'm
something
gonna
new in
put
there.
my keys in
Yes.
there. Here we go. Whoop. Guys, that's
But here's the weirdest part. Everything we put in there appears again in like 2 days later.
It's crazy.
We gotta find like a camera or something. This is amazing. Guys.
Oh, right. We could put a camera.
It's his butthole. Oh God.
What?
His what? What? His butthole. It's not a wormhole. He's hiding under the table. It's his butthole, guys.
The word.
God damn it, Cecil.
Ah, gross.
Oh, my keys. Oh, my keys.
All right. I'm gonna go wash my hands.
I'm going to go boil my
The
hands.
worst.
Start the water.
Come on, guys. I got you. Ruined the...
Cecil, how did you...
I fell for it last week. I fell for it with my penis. Hello, and welcome to Citation Needed, the podcast where we choose a subject, read a single article about it on Wikipedia, and pretend we're experts. Because this is the internet. That's how it works now. I'm Tom, and I'll be the captain of this 3-hour tour, but I can't make coconut radios all day alone. Joining me today are two men who, when asked if they choose Ginger or Marianne, always pick the skipper.
The skipper.
Heath and Eli.
Yeah. I don't like coconut radio calls. It's not a commentary on people's appearance.
And I like a man of power. I also always got a thing that there was an S&M thing going on with Gilligan. Like they'd worked out some work. I don't want to get into it, but yeah.
Got that. He just twists that cravat. And he's like, bark for me, Gilligan. Bark.
Thank you. Cecil gets it. 2 votes.
That got a lot weirder than I wrote. Also joining us tonight, two men whose personal hygiene gives them that lost at sea appearance, even when they're strangely fresh out of the shower. Cecil and Noah.
Well, with as old as I am, it feels like I shower with 2 volleyballs.
And by the way, for the record, a lot of people got a call back for the after photo on the Castaway diet, not just me. A lot of guys.
All right, as much as we might joke about it, the only reason we aren't knocking our own teeth out with ice skates and muttering to our sports equipment is because of our patrons. With your support, we get to live with the rest of society. Kind of like a sleeper cell of perpetual adolescence, ready to launch a strike of tactical comedic immaturity anytime after 2 p.m. So thank you. Because real jobs sound hard, and we don't want those.
No.
If you'd like to learn how to join the ranks of those keeping us afloat, be sure to stick around until the end of the show. With that out of the way, tell us, Noah, what person, place, thing, concept, phenomenon, or event will we be talking about today?
Well, today we're going to be talking about the Bermuda Triangle, which is not, as I've learned from bitter experience, a pubic hairstyle.
The hard lesson. Hard lesson.
It's a very
Cecil,
soft lesson for quite a while afterwards.
What do you use down there? Beard oil?
Just a natural sheen of bad hygiene. Again, it's whatever. All right, Cecil, you took time out from your vacation to read and write this essay because you, sir, are an indomitable workhorse we literally could not do without. So are you ready to bitterly relay this story through gritted teeth?
With grudging pleasure, Tom.
That's exactly what I'm used to. Shout out, Haley. All right, Cecil. What?
And first wife.
Guys, if his third wife is listening to this in later episodes, can we sink in? I just don't want her to feel left out. It'd be weird. We'll leave a gap, and then we can just put it in.
Ouch. Okay, Cecil, what was the Bermuda Triangle?
The Bermuda Triangle is a large patch of ocean that has pretty elastic boundaries, mainly because it's totally made up.
That'll do it.
When the writers put pen to paper on this subject, they sometimes say that the triangle has the vertices of Miami, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. And other times these guys say the triangle stretches all the way to the Irish coast.
Yep. When I was looking over the cliffs of Moher, I thought to myself, the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, and by the way, when you say, guys, this isn't really anomalous, lots of regions are like this. They say, by Jove, you're right, and start adding more triangles, right? The Indian Triangle over here. Wow.
Yeah. These ships keep disappearing, and you'll never guess where.
The ocean. I feel like it's the ocean.
Okay, no need to show off. I said you'll never guess. Fuck you.
So people also think the Bermuda Triangle is fucking haunted or controlled by aliens or Atlantis or ghosts, maybe. I'm not sure. But that's all just bullshit. And I wanted to get that out of the way very early.
Yeah, I actually just talked to the president of Atlantis who said it wasn't them. And I don't see any reason why it would be.
Right.
So wouldn't.
Damn it, the whole point of going to Atlantis was that so nobody could tell I was peeing.
Eli, I know that Atlantis Resort said that it was all inclusive, but the staff draws some lines, okay?
Just like Disney World. I don't want to get into it.
I think the most important thing that we can learn from this modern legend is that all it takes is one dipshit to write something down and people think it's true. For further evidence of this very real phenomenon, you can check out Mormonism, Scientology, or pretty much any holy book. Oh, and Trump's Twitter feed.
Yeah. And Eli's sources, for example, for the things he says.
Heath, you are just jealous because I'm going to catch a snipe without you. So I have all the sweet, sweet snipe meat.
So the Bermuda Triangle first gets plotted out as a scary geometric shape by a guy named George Sand in an article in Fate magazine in 1952. His article talks about a group of airplanes with the designation Flight 19 that went missing east of Florida. He actually first lays out the boundaries of the triangle and ascribes to it an unnatural and mysterious power.
No matter what I do, move the triangle all around the map, its interior angles add up to 180 degrees every single time. And what adds up to 180? 666. Times 10.
Times 10.
Mark of the beast. Yeah. Times 10.
Okay, sir, we are approaching Florida.
Florida?
Yeah, I know.
So you want to just,
I'll cut the engines.
Yeah, let's cut the engines.
All right, say what you will, guys, but a lot of important scientific discoveries get announced in Fate magazine. It's like the time to the proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences life. It's pretty much the same thing.
10 years later, in an article in American Legion magazine, and many years before Jonah Lehrer thought of it,
Shut up.
Alan Eckert made up some quotes from the doomed flight.
My heart.
Here's what he fabricated. He said that the flight leaders said this, quote, "We are entering whitewater. Nothing seems right. We don't know where we are. The water is green, not white."
What?
End quote. He also stated that a Navy board suggested the planes flew off to Mars.
What? We're out.
Because it's green? Because the water was green? I don't know. And Martians are green? What?
I love how even in their own bullshit, these people can't get clear, right? Like, we're over greenish, whitish water. Buy my new book.
I can't get over how lazy their fucking research is. Like, this guy didn't bother to speak to a pilot or anything. He just says to himself, like, well, if the radio guy's trying to narrow down where in the ocean you are, He's probably going to need to know color of the water first, I would imagine.
Okay, all right. Yeah, but navigating by landmarks is challenging without the land part. Like, turn left at the water doesn't have the same
That would have
ring
got
to
him
it.
home. That would have got him home, though, Tom.
So the first person to suggest that there was a pattern of disappearances was a guy named Vincent Gaddis in an article for a magazine called Argosy. He later expanded on the subject in a book. Basically, all these twats willed the Bermuda Triangle legend into being so their made-up books would have less blank pages.
Ah, so it's like God, the triangle.
Yeah.
So, Trinity, then.
Yeah.
Got it.
The fact is that there have been some disappearances both of air and sea craft in the area that comprises the Bermuda Triangle. There's a lot of reasons for this, and many of them are pretty self-evident, and I'll eventually get to them. But I did want to talk about a few of the spooky flashlight to your face stories that Wikipedia lists as, quote, notable incidents.
Yeah, but like, spoiler alert, one of the main causes is them being air and sea craft and it being an area. Right?
Anyone else notice how people keep disappearing in the ocean if, like, we don't put parameters around the time or the space we're comparing, and then compare that to anything else? So weird, right? Oh.
Everything in my data set of one is anomalous.
So now I mentioned that it was actually Flight 19 that people started writing about and then claiming that the Bermuda Triangle was Cthulhu's napping grounds or whatever.
Okay, but wouldn't that make it safe? Like, he's napping. It's adorable. His face tentacles flapping while he snores.
He sounds like a pug on a light walk.
That just seems pleasant. Like Cthulhu with like a CPAP and he's just napping there. Like, that's a nice image.
After they suggested this giant piece of sea slurps down ships and swats aircraft out of the sky, they had to start digging in the records to see if any other ships or aircraft in the past have gone missing there, thus confirming their already lame-ass conclusion.
Cthulhu swatting aircraft from the sky might be a lot of things, sir, but lame is not among them. Okay,
yeah, I'm right there, man. And really, nothing you can do about it if that's the way you go. May as well just let it happen and try to enjoy it.
Exactly.
Cthulhu, did you bring the lube? No? Oh, fine, just go.
That was Cthulhian for lube is for quitters. As it is.
In all this exhaustive searching, they found 3. In the 300 plus years that we've been scooting around the triangle, they found 3. And I mean, I haven't read their books, so they probably made up 100 more, but they only list 3 in the Wikipedia article.
Okay, wait. So if we pretend some of the kids the Trump administration stole were in this part of the ocean, will people care? I'm asking for a friend. He's 5. I just want to know.
The first is an extra scary story of the derelict ship found by another ship called the Ellen Austin. This one takes place in 1881. They're cruising through the Bermuda Triangle when they come across this ship.
Just like Cthulhu and his buddies hiding in the bushes. Shut up, they're coming, shut up. We are alien gods, duck down. This is serious.
Weirdly enough, he's still saying lube is for quitters there. I don't know why, but he is.
The man ship has a contingency plan for times like this. It's called a prize crew. And a prize crew is basically a small staff of sailors that can man a commandeered vessel. So supposedly the prize crew boards the ship, probably through some mist and in conjunction with lots of bone-chilling thunder, and then they set sail for New York.
Whoa. They just had a second small crew paid to be on board on the off chance they might spot an unmanned ghost ship. This is like a really niche fucking thing to put on your resume. It says here you spent 15 years at sea scanning the horizon for ghost ships.
Yar. I've wasted me life.
So according to legend, they never arrive. According to another legend, the ship gets discovered again, and another prize crew boards it, and they disappear too. Spooky as fuck. All it needs is two assholes with tape recorders shouting at the darkness, and this could be a series on the Travel Channel.
Or add 3 more assholes. It could be this podcast right now.
Okay. But to be fair, I was angry at the darkness and it deserved the scolding.
Wait, can we go back to the 3 assholes? Because now I have choice anxiety. Thank you.
Go with the middle one time. Always pick the middle one.
You're banging one, playing bozo buckets in the other 2. Now, to spoil the fun a bit, there's no record of any of this happening. There was a boat called the Ellen Austin, but it never lost a bunch of crew at one time. So it probably never happened.
Or did it?
Maybe it did. And there's a really scared girl in the passenger seat of the boat. And she keeps hearing all these scraping sounds, only to find out it was her boyfriend's ring on the window all along.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, if they're going to make shit up, at least finish making it up. Right? And nobody knows what happened. That's the best you can fabricate.
This story is less believable than all the letters to Penthouse I keep sending in.
Well, and at least in those letters you finished.
Also, Tom, for the last time, I am a subscriber. I do not work for the magazine. Please.
You will read my letters, sir.
Oh, I read them. I can't stop reading them. I consider them threats, if anything.
So the next story is about the little Proteus-class bulk cargo ship that couldn't. This ship was called the USS Cyclops. It left Brazil overloaded with heavy metals, a broken cylinder on the engine, and it was taking on water. I'm pretty sure 2 of those things are not cargo. It stopped at a few places, and then it tried to make its way back to Baltimore.
I'm just picturing them hitting the side of the boat or ship or whatever with a champagne bottle and knocking a hole in the side of it. I don't know. Should be fine. Seaworthy. Should be all right. Let it go.
So it passed through the Bermuda Triangle in March of 1919, and it was never seen again. At first, people were really incredulous about the whole possibility of its sinking thing. And then later, in World War II, both her sister ships were overloaded with ore and also sunk. And they finally settled on the idea that these ships were structurally deficient in some way.
You think?
Okay.
Like every way?
Yeah. I mean, but really, all ships are structurally deficient if you fill them with metal until they're denser than water. That's and you get warning on that, right? Like the boat starts fucking sinking and you take away the last giant piece of iron you just put on there. Like, I mean, that's just like the most basic principle in all of boating. I'm just saying. Like, that's like boating 101.
In 1921, there was a ship called the Carroll A. Deering. Ran aground in Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. This isn't even in the triangle, like at all. And the story is kind of convoluted. It basically runs aground with lifeboats, navigation equipment, and the crew's personal effects all missing. And there's several suggested explanations, and they range from it being hijacked by rum runners or pirates, or a mutiny broke out, or even that it could have run aground while fleeing a hurricane. But somehow we think it's ghosts.
Okay.
Well,
who are these ghosts though? Like who like, okay, we need a canoe, a sextant, and some scraps of leather, and we'll be allowed into the next realm. I'm thinking, roll me on this. Hijack a ship, make it look like pirates. What do you guys think?
I mean, if you're cursed to wander the earth forever, theme parties and scavenger hunts are gonna spice that up, right? Like you're gonna.
Theme parties are important. Like you go to check into your erotic pirate suite, and the ghost of Abraham Lincoln is chasing Ghost Hitler around with a vibrating hook hand, and the ice maker's broken. We've all been there.
Next is one I mentioned earlier, Flight 19. This was a group of bomber planes that headed out to do some training over the Atlantic in 1945. The planes didn't have clocks in them, as this test mission was also trying to help train Dead Reckoning, and it wound up only training half of that.
Yeah, the Navy's experimentation with Darwinian training was as bold as it was short-lived.
Yeah. We have enough fuel for 2 hours of flight.
Oh, okay, great. Just a quick question though. How long has it already been? I feel like that's important.
All right, let me go ahead and check my fuel gauge for that. Looks like about 2 hours.
All right, I quit the flight.
They had out and got turned around and couldn't figure out where they were. So the planes thought they were over the Gulf of Mexico and tried to head north to run into land, but instead they were east of Florida, and north of that is not land for a really, really long way, and they totally didn't make it. 2 British South American Airways aircraft both failed to make their destinations. The Wikipedia article has this very succinct summary, quote, both planes were operating at the very limits of their range, and the slightest error or fault in the equipment could keep them from reaching the small island, end quote.
It's just like, okay, man, we're sending you out for this training exercise with a teaspoon of gas and no life vest to weigh you down.
Excuse me, Captain, are you sure this isn't about me fucking your wife?
Yep.
Because...
Yep, I'm sure. Training exercise, you go first.
Douglas DC-3 in 1948 also went missing in the Triangle. There was not sufficient evidence to conclusively say what happened, but there is an interesting list of human errors that were made when it took off for Miami from San Juan. Of these, the plane did not have a functioning electrical system.
Jesus.
It was low on fuel, and it was over the allowable limit.
Oh my God. Did they remember the wings?
Right?
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's like these flights were planned by everyone from every episode of this podcast.
So the Connemara 4 was a pleasure yacht that was pulled out to sea by gale force winds from Hurricane Ione in 1955. In one of the Triangle books, a shout out to you there, Eli, they make it seem like it was out there surviving hurricane after hurricane and the crew was all missing. But it just sounds like it was tied up and had an anchor on it in port, and it was still put out to sea with no one on it. Are you guys scared yet? I know, right? It's like watching Nightmare on Elm Street with the lights on. It's fucking terrifying.
Because we're masturbating? I'm confused. How do you guys watch that movie?
Right. Like, you're right. You put on a striped sweater, you oil up your claw glove. I get it.
Thank you. Okay. It's not just me.
Lights on, Eli, though. That's weird.
How's it even like you call up your insurance company? Yeah, my boat's missing. Is sucked away by a hurricane covered? No. Okay. How about consumed by a swirling vortex of evil? Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, then it was that. That was definitely that. That's
Certainly it was that latter. That was act of God.
On August 28th, 1963, a pair of U.S. aircraft collided mid-air and then crashed into the water in the Bermuda Triangle. Now, the people who write the Bermuda Triangle books state that the wreckage of the crash is in 2 separate spots, 160 miles from each other, connected by a wormhole or something.
Okay, who's writing these books? Just like Elmer Fudd and Daffy Duck? No, it's Cthulhu and Bugs Bunny painting train tunnels in the sky. It's gotta be. There's no explanation.
So there was a writer who did a little research on this and said one of the crash sites, quote, crash sites was investigated, and they found, quote, a massive seaweed and driftwood tangled in an old buoy. And no other plane wreckage.
I don't even know why you said no other plane wreckage. I don't even understand why they noted the buoy and seaweed.
They made seaweed planes.
What?
Thank you.
Isn't that just ocean stuff? Did they just find ocean stuff in the ocean? I mean, see, so look, buddy, hey, man, I know you're doing your best to convince us of the supernatural aspects of this story, but I need a break from all this scary. So I'm going to turn the lights back on and pull up my pants while we pause for a little apropos of nothing.
Hi, everyone. Eli Bosnick here, your favorite member of the Citation Needed cast. Just a reminder that our live show in Chicago is on August 11th, and Platinum Night is on August 10th, but there's just a couple tickets left for that one. Now, a few of you have asked about whether or not Platinum Night will really be the JonBenet Ramsey episode we've been promising, or if it's just a joke. But just to be 100% clear, this is not a joke. In addition to drinks and food with the cast, you'll be privy to the unrecorded, uncensored JonBenet Ramsey episode so many of you have been craving. And believe me when I say, you will regret it. But if you want to be able to direct a Disney movie, why not get a VIP ticket to the show on August 11th? We'll be doing a Chicago double feature. There'll be fires, there'll be hookers, you'll get a seat in the first few rows with your name on it, as well as access to an exclusive VIP meet and greet with the cast before the show. First dibs on merch, and much, much more. Tickets in the show notes. Citation needed live in Chicago on August 10th and 11th, because Cecil is strong, but rope is stronger. For now.
Johnsy. I say, Johnsy, come in here.
Yes, sir.
I believe I've discovered a portal to another dimension.
You have, sir.
Yes, smack dab in the middle of Niagara Falls.
Niagara
Falls, yes. Listen to this. Dozens of men and women and children have gone over the falls, never to be seen again.
No.
It's true. Barrels, buckets, sometimes just even on a swim, and then never to be seen again. Sometimes only a part of them is sucked into the portal.
Grizzly. But, sir, do you think it's at all possible that
what?
Well, you know, that just going into a dangerous body of water underprepared is a good way to, die.
Oh. You think they might just, all be dead?
Yes, that's what I think, sir.
Well, I can't write a book about that.
Very good, sir. Very good.
Okay, maybe I can. The Mysterious Portal in Niagara Falls, Chapter 1, A Night Swim.
Sergeant, is my plane ready for takeoff?
Sure is, sir. We have fueled it up and ready to go.
Thanks, Sergeant. That will be all. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Hold on. Where is the compass?
Sir?
The compass. It's usually right here. It's gone.
Oh, right, sir. I received word from command that you would be practicing dead reckoning, so I removed it to help you.
You didn't just, maybe cover it with some duct tape or something? It just actually...
No, sir. Orders specifically state to remove it. I guess they don't want you cheating and peeling the tape off.
Okay. All right, but also, what happened to the flight stick?
Oh, we removed that too. Second part of this operation was to test to see how you do when the flight stick malfunctions.
No other way they could do that?
Not really, sir. I mean, as far as they know.
And the stack of dynamite in the co-pilot seat?
HQ said it needed to be 18 sticks.
15, 16, 17... Looks like 18, but why are there live sharks instead of wings on this thing?
Orders, sir.
All right, now that we've all been reminded of that which we try so hard to forget, Cecil, I think you were trying to convince us of the magic powers of a ruptured space-time continuum in the Caribbean, so please continue.
So let's take a look at the explanations for why the Bermuda Triangle might have caused some of these disappearances. Let's get the supernatural ones out of the way first. Let's say they say that leftover technology from Atlantis is causing it, or aliens, or it's a wormhole.
Okay, these ghost alien evil gods are very easily entertained, and they have a really small scope of operations. Like, they've just been watching replays of the same 3 incidents for 70 years. Just like potheads in college watching the buttered floor videos on YouTube. Like, wait for it. Wait for it. Wormhole classic.
Now, the other reasons are a little more, let's say, scientifically probable, but still totally debunked by the article for the most part. The first theory is that compasses can malfunction in the Bermuda Triangle, or that there are areas of magnetic variation, but no areas like that have been found.
Okay, but why would that matter? Like, you're flying around, my compass is pointing at the ocean instead of the North Pole, so what do I... Okay, dive. It says it's good. Wow.
I didn't know that we're ratcheting up the scientific probability slowly here. We're currently in in-comic superpower explanations now.
There's also a difference between magnetic north on a compass and geographic north. There are a few places where they coincide, but for the most part, they differ. So if you're in the triangle thinking they're the same, you're probably going to have a bad time.
Okay, but again, is either one of those things ever down? Is down ever magnetic?
Really,
north
why
or
would they
regular
build
north?
that angle into the compass at all?
Okay, Cecil, I have to admit, like, I didn't know that little fact, right? But would I be presumptive in saying that if you're steering anything at all through or over the ocean, like this kind of fact should be basic fucking knowledge? Like, this is a merit badge you should have earned, right?
Yeah, no, if you're a hiker, you should know that.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say it. If spin in a circle forever is an order from the captain, he's over relying on his tools. I'm just going to say it. Say it right now.
There's a Gulf Stream that runs through the triangle, and it's basically a river in the ocean. Plane or floating wreckage can get caught in it and move. And I also marvel that something like this even needs to be mentioned. You have to tell people that something may not be where you dropped it in the fucking ocean.
The first
It
pirates.
was just here.
First pirates who tried burying their treasure at sea learned that the hard way.
Yeah, right. As, by the way, do 60,000 Floridian tourists a year who fall asleep on their floaties in the goddamn ocean and wake up off the coast of Jekyll Island and go, well, now I'm never going to find my shoes in my towel.
Typically, that area has some pretty violent weather. Hurricanes come to mind.
Yeah.
But has been some suggestion of powerful microbursts of cold air from the clouds, sometimes hexagonal in shape, that can sink ships.
Okay, but was the number of sides of the cold air a point of confusion for a while?
The cloud.
Like, sailors telling stories about hexagonal storms getting laughed out of the bar, and then someone finally got footage of an air hexagon. What the fuck does that even mean?
It is possible that the Pride of Baltimore actually in 1986 was sunk in this manner.
Feel like Baltimore's pride sunk a hell of a lot earlier than that, guys.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like any pride in Baltimore at all is displaced. Displaced,
No, right. It's like
right? Like water? Huh?
like water would do.
Oh, it's a water-themed show. Sure. Sure.
How boats?
H2O, no, you
So
didn't.
there's the idea that methane hydrates might be the culprit. It's basically methane released from some trapped area deep within the ocean. The bubbles from methane have shown that they decrease the buoyancy of a ship in water and could cause it to sink rapidly.
Right, but also become invisible?
Not for nothing, y'all, but I feel like we just found Tom's calling in wartime, right? Like half a dozen Taco Bell MREs a day, one jumbo-sized scuba suit, and you can consider the Atlantic coast fucking defended.
Hey, sometimes you don't get the hero you want, Noah. Sometimes it's the hero you need.
And sometimes
And I'll
it's
take those
both.
MREs, sir.
There is finally a list of reasons by an author who debunked the paranormal Bermuda Triangle in his book, The Bermuda Triangle Mystery Solved. Larry Kusich comes to the following conclusions. He says that many people who write about the triangle fail to mention that some of these occurrences happened in very violent weather, like they just leave out that really important aspect in the retelling.
And then, out of nowhere, I just floated into the air for no reason.
Wait, was this during that tornado, though?
Dude, stop interrupting. So there I am, floating in the air for no reason.
He says that many of the numbers are exaggerated because people will report things going missing, but not when they actually return to port late.
Oh, right.
Right, but like in a racist way? Like Puerto Ricans and Bermudans do that more often than other islands that represent a point on a triangle somewhere on Earth? What?
He also couldn't find any record of some of these occurrences happening at all.
Okay, Cecil, you're making this very exciting thing sound stupid and boring, and I didn't buy all 33 volumes of Time Life's Mysteries of the Universe because I'm stupid.
So my favorite conclusion that he comes to is that the triangle is statistically not any more likely place that for a ship to get lost than any other part of the ocean.
Right.
It's a very big shipping area. In fact, it's one of the heaviest traveled in the world, and it's rimmed with islands and tons of ports. So maybe numerically there may have been more accidents, but not on average.
Yeah, this is the favorite theory of people who know how to math.
Yeah.
It's like all these stories share a common core.
H2O, no, you didn't.
My favorite line from the wiki lists a conclusion by Kusich. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle is a manufactured mystery perpetuated by writers who either purposely or unknowingly made use of misconceptions, faulty reasoning, and sensationalism.
And if you had to summarize what you've learned in one sentence, Cecil, what would it be?
I prefer the Brazilian Strip over the Bermuda Triangle. It's just...
All right, Cecil, you've ruined another of life's mysteries with your pesky facts. So are you ready for the quiz?
Absolutely.
All right.
I've removed my compass.
I'll start it off right here. While the Bermuda Triangle may be the most notorious, it's not the most terrifying triangle. Which of these famous triangles is known for being even scarier? A, Betsy DeVos's head. B, the conical implant in the chest cavity that powers Sarah Huckabee Sanders. C, the notorious Aldebaran Gemini Ursa Major triangle in which all human death and suffering have occurred. Thank you. Or is it D, a triangle with a scary pumpkin in it, because literally any addition would make a triangle more terrifying than a poorly constructed ghost story made of stupid.
I feel like D is luring me in, but I think it's A.
That is the most terrifying thing on the list. Yes, sir.
Okay, which of the following is the best way to make the Bermuda Triangle safer? Is it A, move the city of San Juan to Bermuda and the whole thing fucking disappears right away?
Bermuda line's
Bermuda
not that
line.
strong.
You got it. B, plug the wormholes so Boo Radley can't fuck those kids anymore.
Oh, shit.
Or that's what happened in that book, right? I feel like I read that
You have
correctly.
a very
absolutely.
dark reminiscence of
I'm
that
pretty sure
book,
that's what
sir.
happened. Yeah. So that's locked in.
I read the John Lehrer version. There's a whole quote from Boo Radley.
John Lehrer.
Tom Lehrer. Tom Lehrer.
To fuck a mockingbird. Okay, and the other option was C. We're out of the Paris Accords. All those places are underwater soon. Our grandkids can go fuck themselves. Nothing matters.
Secret
Correct.
answer D, all the above.
Yeah, no.
Okay, Cecil, as you know, because I've emailed you all the drafts, my new skeptical book about the Bermuda Triangle comes out this year. What should the title be? Should it be A, boats are stupid and dangerous? B, planes were stupid and dangerous and are less so now? C, pick any spot in the ocean, there are 12 dead guys there? Or D, water is the devil, Tom gets it.
I think I'm going to go with C. I think that's the
That
truest
is
statement
correct.
there.
All right, well, Cecil, nobody stumped you because none of the answers matter. And that's just how that works.
Eli.
Yay!
So that's who you'll pick to do the essay next week. Great.
All right, well, now I'll toss it over to Sarah for last week's Twitter answer and this week's Twitter question.
Thanks, Tom. This week's question is, if you could make one thing disappear into the Bermuda Triangle, what would it be? Just retweet or Facebook share this episode with your answer for a chance to be next week's winner. Back to you, Tom.
All right, hang on, I got to read this here. Well, for Cecil, Noah, Eli, and Heath, I'm fill in the blank with your name. Thanking you for hanging out with us today. We'll be back next week, and by then, check essay notes schedule. We'll be an expert on something else. Between now and then, insert pitch for cognitive dissonance, scathing atheist, skeptocrat, and god-awful movies here. And if you'd like to help keep the show going, you can make a per-episode donation to patreon.com/citationpod or leave us a 5-star review everywhere you can. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, check out past episodes, connect with us on social media, or check the show notes, be sure to check out citationpod.com. Insert comedic sign-off here. I'm getting pretty good at this. Dude, hurry up.
Rushing me is only going to make it take longer, Tom.
I have got to get in my house, man.
Well, then stop talking to me.
Oh God. Was that them?
No, that was the pennies.
Oh, Jesus, dude, come on.
More pennies.